Hi friends! Have you ever wondered why Indian classical instrumentalists and vocalists use a microphone when performing in a large concert hall? And in contrast, Western classical vocalists and instrumentalists don't do so. Well, there's a very important historic reason for this. Indian classical music evolved as a medium for performance in a chamber music setting. In other words, the instrumentalists and a small audience would gather in a small room, and this is where the music was performed in a very intimate setting. As a result, these Indian instruments like the sitar, or the veena, or esraj, or sarangi, or dilruba, or even the bamboo flute, were really constructed for chamber music settings. This was also the case in Western music. So early instruments like the viol or the recorders were all meant to be performed in a chamber music setting. However, as time evolved and concert halls began to be built and common people wanted to hear music in concert halls, there were structural changes made to Western instruments. So for example, the violin, which evolved from the softer viol, was restructured, and great luthiers like Stradivari and Guarneri from the village of Cremona in Italy engineered these instruments to be able to produce a strong enough sound that it would carry to the end of a concert hall. Similarly, in the case of flute, in the case of the clarinet, the oboe and the bassoon, all woodwind instruments, engineers and musicians like Theobald Bohm from Germany made structural changes to these instruments and fitted them with keys that allowed these instruments to project their sound to the end of a concert hall. And so Western vocalists, classical vocalists and instrumentalists don't need a microphone to project their sound to the end of a concert hall. This also means that the techniques they're using, in particular vocal techniques in Indian classical music and Western classical music, are different. Western classical vocalists have been trained to project their sound, whereas Indian classical musicians essentially sing in a chamber setting. And this is why Indian musicians and instrumentalists and vocalists need a microphone to amplify their sound when they perform in a concert hall. So now you know why Indian musicians and vocalists use a microphone, whereas Western musicians don't. Till next time, take care.